subhanahu wa ta'ala guide, there is no one that can misguide. And whosoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala left unguided, there is no one that can guide him. And I bear witness that there is no deity or any object worthy of worship but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I also bear witness openly, without any shame, that the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last and final messenger sent by Allah to guide mankind. After Allah has sent a series of messengers. My dear brothers and Islam, the topic of my khutbah today is the reality of death. Maut. Death. Your time is up. Your time is up. Maut. Death. Your time is really up. Death. Maut. Leaving this physical body. Your time is really up. Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran, Allah said, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ ثُمَّ إِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ. Each and every soul will have the taste of death. Every soul. The reason why you and I are still alive is the fact that our time is not yet, but it will be. When this verse came from the celestial to mankind, to the material world, the angels reacted on this verse. And they said, "Lasna sukan al-ard." We have nothing to do with this verse. That it doesn't belong to us. It belongs to those who live on earth. Then Allah said, "Kullu man alayha fan." Whatsoever exists will perish, will be annihilated. The angels again reacted and said, "Innama nahnu sukanu sama." We are the dwellers of the heaven. Still, this verse does not apply to us. Then Allah said, كُلِّ شَيْءٍ خَالِقٌ إِلَّا مَتَهَا. Whatsoever was created will die. The angels did not make any comment because they understand that this verse actually includes them because they are not the creators. They are themselves created by the capacitated creator who created everything and put everything in perspective. So death is always hanging around us. But the dunya, the sha'awats, the world is telling us, come get it. It's like a mirage. You drive in the desert and once you go up a little bit, you find that there is water. Once you go up, you don't see the water. This is the dunya, telling you to come very close. Come, take it. Just partake the world. Live in this dunya as if you're not going to die. Enjoy the world. They show you this on television, on radio, on internet, on billboards, on your cell phone. Live. Live free or die. Virginia, this is their title. Live free or die. Live free. Don't let anything become impediments. There's no hurdle. Just keep on living and enjoy yourself. Everything is made beautiful on your eye. The death is every second that goes out of our time, we are getting very close to death. So now, the clinical psychologist, he defined the death. He said, death is the cessation of the body, is the cessation of life from the body, soul, and the subconscious mind. So eventually, you would leave this shell. This is a container. You will eventually leave it. The soul that does not die, it will return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who actually blew it into you. You are functioning because of the spirit that Allah has infused in you. It's not physical. It is celestial. It's going to leave you, and the container will be in the grave. So death is a reality. It is coming very close to us. As a matter of fact, we are dead but alive. We are living dead, sort of like a zombie. But the dunya is beautifying. Things that you see on the street, things that you see on television will not make your iman. This is the Western society. Hardly could you see somebody is dead, people are crying like back home. If one individual died in the village, the whole village or the whole city knows about it. And then your iman goes up a little. But here, nothing. Sometimes the ambulance will come to your house. You will never see a single tear being shed. They will just bring him, put him, and go. There is no room for that mercy. That thing that goes into your heart, you don't see that on the street. So you have to remind yourself. So, Hassan Basri, one of the monument of intellectuals of yesteryears in Islam, he called Umar bin Abdul Aziz. He said, "Ya Umar, let me tell you how long you're going to be living in this world." And Hassan Basri said to Umar bin Abdul Aziz, "You have only 3 days. We live in this dunya only 3 days, Ya Umar." And he said, "The first one, that was yesterday. But yesterday is gone. you and I cannot delve back into yesterday and make some repairs. It's gone. Whatever time we had to come right with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is no more there. Yesterday is gone. Hassan Basri said to him, the second day is today. Oh Umar, you have only one day to live, and that is today. But half of the day is gone already, Ya Umar. What have you done to curtail yourself for this long journey that is coming to you? What have you done, Ya Umar? And we cannot tell. If we would live to see this evening, we cannot tell. And so therefore, the only time that we have is today. The third day, Hassan Basri said to Umar Abdul Aziz, it is tomorrow. But oh Umar, you and I do not have that consciousness to delve deep into the unknown, the unseen. We cannot delve deep into tomorrow. So we cannot know exactly what Allah has in stock for us tomorrow. So really the time that you have is the very time that I'm talking, the very time that you're sitting here. This is the time that you have. You've got no time to waste. We have a long journey. So the Messenger of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Kun fi dunya ka'annaka al-gharib aw abiru sabil." Be in this world as if you are a stranger, aw abiru sabil, or you are on the way, going somewhere. You are a wayfarer. Live always in this dunya as if you are a stranger. Stranger always go back to where he came from. And abiru sabil, who's also, or it's like to go to the supermarket and buy something. Eventually, you're going to have to come back home. So be in this dunya as if you are a stranger. This is the word of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there was a time that Sayyidina Umar came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the house and said, Ya Rasulullah, you see, I can behold your room. I see everything. And I can see that you have lines attached to your back. I can see, you don't have nothing here. The Empire of Kosovo have everything. The Empire of Najasha, the Emperor of Syria, they have all these beautiful things. And you are sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a mercy for mankind. Why don't you, implore Allah to give you all these niceties? Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam eyes changed. And he stood, he was lying down, he woke up and sat down and said, Umar, are you in doubt about this situation? Had it been that I'm here to live forever, my house or my abode will be the best of all houses. But I'm leaving this dunya. I am leaving it. Don't take it so serious. You would leave it. Allah did not created you. وَمَا خَلَقْتَ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. You are not created except to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now worship does not actually limited to prayers and fasting and going to Hajj and Zakah. It is the social intercourse that you have amongst the people. The smile, the goodness, the forgiveness, the niceties, the things that you do. These little things will actually get you very close to heaven. Because you cannot pray exactly how Allah asks us to pray. Can you pray 5 times a day perfectly? We know the hadith that Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam invited the Sahaba to pray perfectly. Once they do this 2 rak'ah, He will give them their ring. Actually, they couldn't do it. So you cannot do the exact thing. What Allah wants from you is the effort. You look at your heart and the sincere effort that you put on. You fall, you rise, you keep on going. You make the water nasuha and you keep on. Allah, you are created weak. And Allah, your creator, He knows. Because He's very close to your heart. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسٌ وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. He created you. He knows how you feel. He knows everything about you. Because He said, very close. He is very close to you than your own jugular vein. So therefore, really what you have to do is to work towards your akhirah. Because this thing that you see in this dunya is illusion. Those who have all this wealth are always committing suicide. I just came back from, 2 days ago, I came back yesterday from Brazil. And I spent 1 week in Brazil, I spent 4 days in Guyana, and I spent 2 days in Suriname. I came back yesterday, and wallahi al-adhi, what I saw, you see this Amazon that you see, the Amazon, you see people, on nature, people on, they go into the water, and you see anaconda, exactly where we've been. And what I've been saying all along was, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, glory be to Allah, the best of Creator. Things that I've seen, things that I have seen, things that I cannot even quantify. You must believe Allah exists. And then we are put into a village called Hokel. I don't know what that means, but that's where we went. And we saw these people, the Brazilians have discovered them less than 2 weeks ago. They have never seen human beings. Less than 2 weeks ago, they have discovered them. So they saw us, they told us, don't use your camera, don't use anything, no flashlight that will cause them. Unbelievable. And I went somewhere around where nobody saw me. I bowed down in sujada. I said, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Allahu Anta Rabbi, La ilaha illa anta subhan. Things that I have seen, I can't even give you in writing. I cannot give you the pictures or in speeches. you have everything here in silver spoon. These people uncultured, nothing. They are naked, walking naked. And I couldn't believe my eye. I said, SubhanAllah, am I dreaming? Things that I've seen on nature, in history, now I'm seeing it clearly. Allah is showing it to me. So Allah said, Siru fil ard, fanzuru kayfa kana aqibatu al-qabli. Why don't you travel on earth? Things that you will see. Wallahi, you will be surprised. So now, definitely I know Allah exists. And so, my dear Islam, you have to work towards your iman. Because أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة. No matter where you are, if death comes, it will come. You could build your house on top of the Mount Everest, even go to the highest over 200,000 feet above sea level with the most fastest jet airline. ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة. When the death comes, it will come and it will get you. It doesn't mean whether you are sick, whether you are, you have some problem, this and that. Children die, we also die. What guarantee do you have that eventually you, after leaving this masjid, you would go back to your house? What guarantee do you have? You don't have no guarantee. So the guarantee that you have is to do as much good as you can. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَعَلٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ. That day, money is not going to help you. Whatever you have in Bank of America, whatever you have in Citibank, your children, how's your children? MashaAllah, he's in Fordham University, he's doing his master. Allah says, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَعَلٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ. What? إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. That day, nothing will be of benefit to you. Your children, nothing. In BUK, whatever you call them, Stanford University, Harvard, Yale, وَلَا بَنُونَ, they will not help you. Those who respect you when you come out, Salam alaikum, they will not be there to even respect you. Those who, before you come, you take off your shoe, they hold it, they will not be there. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَعَلٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Except those who come to Allah with a sound heart, a good heart, a soft heart that is repulsive of wickedness, heart that is, forgiving, heart that is all, forgiving, heart that is so soft, heart that, reconcile, heart that gives general amnesty, reconcile with your brethren as hurry, reconcile, don't let go, don't say I'm not going to let go, reconcile, don't sever relation, make some tawbah, do some istiqamah, get up in the night and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what Allah wants from you. Because the good thing that you do on it, Allah will look into it and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge you based on that. Now we know about Isa ibn Maryam. Isa ibn Maryam is one of the architects of piety in the Islamic world, in the Islamic institution. This man never had two clothes in his life. It's always one cloth. One cloth is Isa ibn Maryam and one pants, a shawl. And then he had a bowl attached to his, waist, a bowl, wherewith he drink water with, he gets food with it, and he, sadaqah. Isa ibn Maryam have rejected the word zuhud fi dunya. He said, the heaven is my canopy. Oh people, don't you see Allah have given me the best life? You're talking about this, Allah have given me the sun. I'm using the sun for everything. It helps me in my livelihood. When the night comes, the moon will give me a different kind of light. Allahu Akbar Azim. Isa ibn Maryam said, this is what I want, that's all what I need. And the earth is my carpet. And the rocks are my bed. And the fruits are my fruit that I just pluck and eat. And the wealth in the earth are the gold and diamond. But I am zuhud. I am running out of this dunya. So one day, Isa ibn Maryam, he went to the river Jordan. He was just passing by. He took off his clothes and he washed it. And he was sitting on the stone, waiting for the sun to dry his clothes. When the clothes is dry, Isa ibn Maryam put on the clothes and he began to walk towards the river Jordan. He felt thirsty. He removed the calabash and he bowed down to get some water. As he gathered the water, Isa ibn Maryam was about to drink this water. Then he saw a man at the other side of the river using his hand to gather water and drink. Isa ibn Maryam threw the calabash. He fell down and prostrate, crying. From morning to evening, Isa ibn Maryam is crying, telling Allah to forgive him. Forgive him for what? That he is wealthy. What wealth? The calabash. He's supposed to be zuhud. These are Allah's messenger. He's one of the ulul azm, the best of the five. But this man, according to him, Isa ibn Maryam, that he is rich. He is attached in this dunya. The Masih himself, he have calabash. And so therefore he's crying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because there is someone across the river who is using his hand to drink some water. What is he doing? Running away from this dunya. But the dunya is always inviting you and I. And so therefore, my dear brothers in Islam, you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of work to do. And then another report came from us in order to intensify our iman, that there is a man in Bani Israel. Now this man have spent 70 years in his life worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A very old man. And out of the 70 years, in the night, Qiyamul Layl, he rise up and pray. He bowed down in prostration and he cried to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And during the day, he keep on fasting. Fast during the day, pray all night long. Very minimal time he have for himself. So this man, alhamdulillah, he had a dream that in the Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah brought the scale and they were analyzing people's deeds. Some were going to Jannah, some were going to Haya, subhanallah. When you read this man, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, subhanallah, Ya Jibreel, come take this man to Jannah. Jannah straight. This man doesn't deserve to be weighed. His deeds, you don't have to weigh him. He spent all of his life worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah said, Jibreel, get together and take this man to Jannah straight. So on the way going to Jannah, this man began to think in his heart. He said, man, I know I'm going to Jannah, man. I spent 70 years worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Man, I don't sleep all night, and in the morning, you know, I do fast and everything. I know it's Jannah straight. Allah said, Jibreel, can you make a U-turn and bring him back to us again? They brought him back to us. And Allah would say, what did you just say in your heart? That you know you are going to Jannah straight? What have you done that you deserve? You think you deserve Jannah. All right, your prayer for 70 years, we will analyze it now. They brought this scale. His salat, his sujood, his ruku, his salat, whatever he do that is good, they put on one scale. All what he did, that he's boasting, you know he's going to Jannah straight. Allah put whatever he does in the scale. Then Allah took one hair out of his brow, just one. How many hair you have here? Just one. Pluck one hair. Allah put on the scale tip. The scale tip? Just one brow. How many brows do you have? What are the names of the brow? Which metal do they make to you? Are they there for nothing? How many brows are here? How many times have you cut your hair? How many times? Your whole skin, how many times? Can you pay Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Forget about that. The air that you breathe, is it for you? The water that you drink, is it for you? The air that you walk on, is it for you? The gold that hungrily collect and amass and don't give it up, is it for you? The food that you pay, you cannot pay. So Allah said, look at you. So you fall down and prostrate. You're looking for Allah's rahmah now. Allah said, your entering into Jannah is not the deed that you perform. I know you're very close. It is out of my mercy that I put you. Allah is looking for something small in you. Like I said, the effort that you put, the sincere effort that you put, Allah knows your heart. You fall down, you rise, and you keep on going. The sincere, that you repent, you keep on going. That's what Allah is. Allah says, subhanallah, my servant is struggling very hard. Because you know, and it will be written on your neck. The day of Qiyamah. ونخرج له يوم القيامة كتابا منشورا اقرأ كتابك كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا. They will put whatever you do on your neck. It will be on your neck. Allah said, اقرأ كتابك. That day, you are the best to read from your own sermon. اقرأ كتابك كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا. Read your own deeds, oh man. Read your own deeds. You are a witness to the fact that whatever you perform, you are your own deeds. You are a witness to all these things. So read your own story. Now, can you read all these things in front of everybody, your mother, your son, they're looking at you, Mr. Muhammad Awal, subhanallah. On earth, he looks so, mashallah, alhamdulillah. But around the corner, he's doing certain things that I don't know. But Allah, out of His mercy, He will block all this still out of His own mercy. The only thing that Allah does not forgive and forget is associating partner with Allah. But anything beside that, Allah is forgiving. All forgiving, most merciful. It is not beyond Him that He shouldn't forgive. So therefore, Islam, protect yourself and your children and your wife and all those who are under you. Protect yourself and your ahad, those who are under you. نار وقولوا الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمروا ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. Allah said, protect yourself for the fire whose fuel is men and stone. Men like all the people you see on television, I call them Asfal Safilin in Hollywood. We are trying to copy them. If they jump, we say, how high should we jump to? Madonna put on a clothes. Our children are rushing to buy those clothes. Beyonce put on certain girdle we want to buy for our children. These are Asfal Safilin, human beings who have become the lowest of all the low. You can eat. Even animals are better because you can slaughter animals, make some barbecue and enjoy yourself. Can you eat these people? Subhanallah. And these are the people who are ruling the world. So Allah said, وَقُودُهَا النَّاسَ وَالْحِجَارَةِ. These people will be the fuel of hellfire. وَالْحِجَارَةِ. And the stone that people carve and bow down to it will be the fuel of hellfire. Are you not afraid of this? Allah is telling you, قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِكُمْ نَارًا وَقُودُهَا النَّاسَ وَالْحِجَارَةِ. If you are not scared, Allah said, عَلَيْهَا مَلَائِكَةٌ غِلَاظٌ شِدَادٌ. There are also angels, stern and severe. لا يعصون الله ما أمره. They don't flinch from executing Allah's order. وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا يُؤْمَرُونَ. They meted for you exactly what Allah asked you to do. And this fire is not just one. We have different kinds of fire. We have Hawiya, we have Jahannama, we have Sa'ira, we have Matasakara, we have Laza. Different fire, different, heat, different, outlook altogether. Some fire is dark, some is blue, some is bleak, some is white, some doesn't have color. And Malik, who is the angel of fire, moving and walking around the fire. And he's, who is this? Fir'auna, give him more punishment. Who is this? This is the person who didn't punish him. Give him. So Malik is there, waiting. Allahu Rabbul Arshil Azim. You shouldn't let time to catch you. You have a lot of time to really come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reconcile with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give general amnesty amongst you. Give general amnesty amongst you. And don't let anything to come in between yourself and your brethren, your mothers back home and your fathers. Do the best that you can. Do good as much as you can. And make sure that you are taking this dunya. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. You seek in the dunya the best of it. Live, enjoy yourself, but remember that this thing is Allah's mercy to you. Give it back to the people. Give it back to the community. And think of death that will come to you. قولوا قول هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم واستغفر الله انه غفور رحيم. إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كل ملائكة المقربين وعلى عباد الله الصالحين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وبعد. My dear sisters Islam, you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of work to do. There is so much thing ahead of you that you need to reconcile before you go to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I would rather see you going with Allah when your hand is all clean. So Allah said in the Quran, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلُ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي لَوْلَا أَخَرْتَنِي إِلَى أَجَلٍ قَرِيبٍ فَأَصَدَّقَ وَأَكُنْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Allah said, empty your pocket. Empty your pocket, whatever you have amassed. وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلُ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ. Let it go. If it's wealth that Allah has given you, use that wealth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for those who are under Allah's cause. Do sadaqah, help the masjid, do as much as you can. مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلُ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ. From that which I have given you. I am Allah the Razak, I have given you all the risk. If this risk is ilm, feed these people with knowledge. Use that knowledge, let people get the benefit out of it. If it is strength, use that for God of Islam. If it is physical money, use that for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah said, مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلُ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ. Don't wait for the death to come and get you. Because if the death comes, what would you say? Allah said, فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي لَوْلَا أَخَرْتَنِي إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ قَرِيبٍ فَأَصَدَّقَ وَأَكُنْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Oh Allah, take me back to the dunya. I have a lot of money in the Bank of America, in the City Bank. I have all this money. فَأَصَدَّقَ. I will give it sadaqah. وَأَكُنْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. And I will be among those who are righteous, among the guided ones. Allah says, فَلَنْ يُؤَخِّرَ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهَا. When that time comes, Allah, I will not give you a single second. This is the time that you have to come right with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever I'm saying, it is imprinted in the Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah will bring this video and to show to those who are here. So those of you who have heard this message, it is a strong message for you to think that you have a job to do ahead of you. You have a job to do ahead of you. Allah will not ask you in the day of Qiyamah, how many houses do you have? Allah will ask you, how many people have you housed in your house? Allah will not ask you, how many clothes, different designer clothes you have in your closet. But He will ask you, how many people have you clothes? Allah will not ask you, which neighborhood did you live? But He will ask you, how did you fare with your neighbor? Allah will not ask you, how many cars do you have? But He will ask you, how many people have you given a ride? And Allah will not look at the color of your skin, but He will look at the content of your character. Based on that, Allah will judge you. So know that this is not the end of the road. You have a lot of work to do, and the whole dunya is watching you. You have heard the message. Come right to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't ever think that you are strong. How many people have you gone to the hospital and see people lying down with billionaires, lying down in the hospital, hoping that they can speak, hoping their mouth line. They can't swallow a morsel of food they cannot swallow. If they could have a doctor that would give them that cure, they would release all the money they have. Did they have it? You see people that have one leg hopping on one other leg. Imagine you have two legs. Why don't you use this for the good part? Because all this hand and feet will speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of Qiyamah. They will speak. Oh Allah, he went here. Don't think Allah is not watching. يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ قُوَّةٍ وَلَا نَاصِرٍ. That day, that Allah will bring all the secret that you made in the corner. Nobody's watching. يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ. Whatever you do in the darkness, Allah will bring فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ قُوَّةٍ وَلَا نَاصِرٍ. There is no one who is strong or someone who will take you from Allah's execution of punishment. Allah is watching. So Allah swears, وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتَ الرَّجِّ وَالْأَرْضِ ذَاتَ السَّرِعِ. I swear by the heaven that opened so that rainfall will come, and the earth that opened so that vegetation will sprout. إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلُ الْفَصْلِ وَمَا هُوَ بِالْهَزْلِ. This is not a game. الْفَصْلِ بَيْنَ الْحَقِّ وَالْبَاطِلِ وَبَيْنَ الْحَلَالِ وَالْحَرَامِ. This is true. Allah swears before He's telling us that definitely whatever you do in the darkness, Allah will bring it into light. So really, we have no time. Leave it to them. Let them have the dunya. Let them have the dunya. In Georgetown, about 4 days ago, in Georgetown, Guyana, a man asked me, we went to a place called Babis to give the out in the night. That was my last election. And we have these Indians, and then we have these Indians and, multicultural people. So African Americans, mixed in the Babis. So we give the lecture. I invite them to Islam. Once we're done with Islam, someone asked me, he said, what is the benefits that I will get if I become a Muslim? What is the benefit that I will get if I become a Muslim? You are calling us to Islam. So you have so many benefits. See, like I can see that this neighborhood is alcohol invested. This alcohol invested today, the World Health Organization with Pew Foundation are sending up signal telling the psychologists and nations to actually, send out legislation all over the world so that people will stop drinking alcohol. So people will stop doing this, they cannot solve it. With all their social thinkers, they cannot do it. Islam will give you all the answers. One word in the Quran. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu. That innama al-khamr wal-maisar wal-ansabu wal-azlamu rijsun min amali ash-shaytan fajtanibuhu la'allakum tuflihun. All you who believe, most certainly intoxicant and gambling and adulteration and idolatry at the handwork of Satan, shun all these things so that you'll be successful. And wine was thrown on the streets of Medina, never to be refilled again. This is one of the benefits that you get. And then I start to recount so many benefits. Wallahi, before we finish. Well, according to statistics, so far, me being there I spent like 2 weeks there, and we have over 2,500 shahada. This is in Guyana, not including the Amazon. The Amazon, the whole village, I will speak. I didn't go alone. This is the World Islamic Awareness Week organized. Intensive da'wah. We think we are doing da'wah here. When I was living there, I was a little bit fat, but I think I lost some weight. Gruesome, da'wah in the night, in the evening, on air, on land, on water, we are doing da'wah. There was a time that we were doing da'wah in our, canoe. We cannot get there unless with canoe. If we were paddling, we have to get there to give them da'wah. Otherwise, they go to the bush and gather some leaf and some insect that they gather and eat. Unbelievable life. So we go there, naked people, stand of me, men and women. I was like, subhanAllah, I cannot see all this, but I have to see. I don't want to see, but hey, it's right in front of you. So whatever I said, the guy will translate in the some language. Are you guys ready? Okay, we convince them, know this, know that. So all of you, raise your hand. Inshallah. The whole village will take it. The messenger have given forecast that there will be not a single house, a place that the sun will rise and shine. Islam is coming. But together with that, we have the God. We have Islam in our silver plates. We enjoy Islam. Beautiful here. You go to different places, you'll be shocked. In Alaska, I was in Alaska. After Anchorage, we took snowmobile, we enter in the depth of the place, inside interior, Solomon Island, where people are using ice to build their houses. the inwards. I couldn't believe my eye. Huge machine, they cut the ice and they stack it like this, the bricks, and they build the masjid. Inside the masjid, constant temperature, alhamdulillah. But outside is different case. No wood, no nail is ice. It's not going to melt. Because if you throw, a saliva, before it falls down, it becomes ice. If you throw unbelievable. And we're supposed to stay there for like 5 days. But you know how long we stayed? Only 2 days. It's too cold beyond what you are thinking. More than your deep freezer. It's too cold. Before we sleep, we get into a chute. We zip ourselves, then we plug it, in the outlet. Can you imagine I become an iron board? For 45 minutes, we get the heat, it will insulate us. I said, they have a machine that will give it. So after 45 minutes, it will go up by itself, and then that 45 minutes, whatever heat we get, we will use that until the morning. We are supposed to teach their children Fatiha al-Kitab, just to start Fatiha. That's it. We couldn't finish because it's too cold. When we were leaving, they were crying, we are also crying. Somebody will touch you, you will not feel nothing at all. It's too cold. But inside, these people are there, bowing down with their to the ground. So you have Islam in the silver plates. So easy for you. Please, do good and glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will have mercy on you. Allahumma rabbana atina fi dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Allahumma rabbana hafidna wa lil ladzina amanu sabaquna bil iman wa la taj'al fi qulubina ghillan lil ladzina amanu rabbana innaka ghafurur rahim. Allahumma barik li fil mawt wa barik li ba'da al mawt. Allahumma izz al muslimin wal muslimat wal mu'minin wal mu'minat al hayat minkum wal amwat bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma salli ala hatim al anbiya wal mursalin wa ala kulli malaikati al muqarrabin wa ala ibadillahi salihin bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Ibadallah إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون ورضي الله تعالى على وأزواجه وأقيموا الصلاة يا عباد الله.
If we finish our black men who are 50 and older as possible. So it's currently recommended that everyone who is 50 and older gets screened. Appreciation for the time that you spent with us. And again, our program just involves counseling. It doesn't involve any experimental drugs or anything like that. Simply counseling to help people improve their blood pressure, as well as to navigate people to where they can get colon cancer screening. So I'm very passionate about this because these are major killers of black men, and these are killers that we can prevent. And so if we can just control high blood pressure and get timely colon cancer screening, we can really improve mortality for people like us. So I really do appreciate the opportunity to speak to you, and I look forward to working with you over the next several months. And feel free to spread the word to anyone you know who is 50 and older, because we have a limited amount of time to try to reach as many people as we can. So I think in order to take full advantage of these services that we have, we want to really spread the word and try to reach, somewhere around 1,500 men over the next 9 months. So again, I thank you for your time, and I look forward to working with you over the next several months.
Thank you. Thank you. If you have any questions before we leave, please.
Do you have to be exactly 50 years old to get screened for colon cancer?
So that is a great question. So that's what is currently recommended by most doctors. Although some experts are starting to recommend that black men, because we're at such high risk of dying from this condition, that we actually get it sooner. However, for the programs in the city that provide the service at low cost or no cost, they don't yet cover people who are younger than 50.
The reason I was asking, I work in a cancer center.
Yes.
Sloan. And then what I do is to review cases and determine who to schedule the patient with and determine what kind of doctor the patient should see. And in my work, I've seen a lot of cases whereby people below the expected age to get certain diseases are actually ending up with the disease. And that is a puzzle for a lot of us doing the job to figure out how come people of this below the expected age.
Yes.
And with the disease, that is what prompted my question.
Yes, that's an excellent point. And so for reasons that we don't quite understand, black men are at risk of getting it younger than age 50. Unfortunately, the healthcare coverage hasn't caught up to what we currently know. So hopefully, in the next several years, we'll see that change where people younger than 50, particularly what we call high-risk people, which would be us, where we can get the services covered for that age group as well. Thank you very much for your question.
Any other questions? No?
Another question?
Yes.
So for the blood pressure screening,
Yes.
do you have a specific day of the week, or do the community come up with a date whereby they figure out they will have most of them, their community member present to take advantage of the full advantage of the screening?
Yes, so we are extremely flexible. We have a fairly large team, and we also have access to some mobile health vans that can actually come out on different days of the week. And so we would work with Imam to figure out when the best day for us to come out was, but it would certainly make sense for us to come out when it was most convenient for the community. So,
one of the questions that I think is going to benefit us that does it need to be somebody that is citizen or somebody with a residential permit? Does he acquire any type of documentation?
So the answer is no. And so I see patients at Bellevue Hospital, connected with Lincoln Hospital and other hospitals throughout the city, where your immigration status doesn't matter. We will see you regardless. Really, the only thing that you need to prove is that you are a resident of New York City. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Some of our female members at least show up for the screening for the blood pressure.
Yes. And so women are definitely welcome. We screen anyone of any gender or any age. We also make referrals for anyone. But the real focus of our project is men. However, we will screen anybody, and we'll help anyone who needs it.
Okay, for our women to get that type of services, is it going to be women treating women and men treating men? Because our religion that is going to be.
So we have both male and female providers, and we will absolutely respect the preferences of the individual participants.
Thanks.
Doctor, do you have any comments? But we would like you to thank him for coming here today. And thank him for coming here.
Dr. Thank you very much.
I'm Dr. Salam from Nigeria, really. So I think we're black man. So we have the same society. So I'm really happy about that here in the US we find efforts being made towards, reducing the incidence of diseases that are actually for black men. We have those problems back in the tropics. We have the sickle cell disease too. So we're looking up to the developed nations, to come to our support. So I'm very happy about this. She has been so emotional. I don't know how much to thank you for all these programs, but I think these are our must. This is where we contact our God. So we'll continue praying to God, to put more power to your elbow and to the work you are going to do. Thank you. We are very grateful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for giving us the little time and for getting the information that is benefits to everybody. Okay, we have questions?
Okay, today is, especially the black community, we have a blood pressure, it kills a lot of people.
Yes. Do you want to come to... Okay, we want everybody to hear, including folks. Yes. Because there are people upstairs and they have to...
Oh, this day, you know, the blood pressure is a big problem in the black community because so many people, especially in Africa, die of blood pressure. What the preventive measure you taking to prevent this sickness?
Yes, that's a great question. So, largely what we do is we provide counseling on what we call lifestyle behaviors. So things like eating a healthy diet, increasing physical activity, and taking medications properly when they are needed. But to speak to your questions specifically about prevention, those first two are really the things that we have control over, that we can do to prevent the onset of the disease. And so eating a low sodium diet, that means less than 2,400 milligrams a day, really trying to get 30 to 45 minutes of cardiovascular exercise, which can be simply walking, but doing that at least 4 or 5 times per week, really doing our best to keep our weight in an ideal range. And I know that I don't have to say this to this audience, but staying away from cigarettes and alcohol. Those are keys to preventing the onset of high blood pressure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your coming. May God continue to bless you.
Time, sir. Thank you very much.
So it's going to be next week?
So we haven't yet scheduled a time to come here, but we'll definitely work with Imam to come up with a time that works best for everyone. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry for being late.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Perfect question. So that's what you want to go with? You don't want to let us benefit from it? That's right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you didn't find it difficult to get here.
No. So I took the D train and I walked over from there.
Oh.